Hello students, we were discussing about the light of God that was adopted by the Mughal emperors, although it was against their orthodoxy. It was opposed by the orthodox Muslims about the paintings they opposed, about the new things that particularly Akbar was introducing in the empire, but he did not care about it because we discussed that the purpose and the main aim of Akbar was to unite the people, to act as a unifying force in India, because India was the land of different religions, different communities, etc. So finally yesterday we were talking about a halo, that is H-A-L-O, that was shown in the paintings, that is worn by the kings and by the godly people at that time. And you know, this idea was taken by these rulers from Christianity, because in the Christianity from the time immemorial we have seen a circle, enlightened circle on the Mary, that is the Christian, that first of all on the Christ, and then Virgin Mary. We see that light, and that light represent, that symbolize the light of God. So this was adopted by the Mughal rulers also. So this divine authority that was according to the ideal kingdom set up by the Mughals, and this they gave the term of Fare-Izadi. These are all your 1 mark question. Fare-Izadi, receiving light from the God, and also showing it into the paintings. And there was one more purpose against its background, and that was to make people aware about the authority of the kings, about the authority of the Mughal emperors. So Fare-Izadi and Abul Fazl, because he knew about Sufism also, and he was also attracted by one of the Sufi of Iran, Shihabuddin. Again your 1 mark question, Shihabuddin. He was inspired by him, and Fare-Izadi term was adopted for this divine kingdom. So according to the Mughal rulers, it was divine, the divine right given to them by one supreme God, and that is why they are ruling over the people. We can take it on both the sides, one as divine and the second as all this was done so as to make people aware about enormous powers of the king, about the enormous powers of the Mughals. Then we come to the next topic of unifying force. Akbar is very famous for his Sulh-Kul policy. Sulh-Kul. Sulh-Kul is a sovereign, a social contract between the people that we will discuss in the next topic. The Sulh-Kul policy means bringing the different people, because at that time, yesterday also I told you, there were different communities living in India. There were different religions existing in the country, and they had their own traditions, they had their own culture, they had their own festivals. So Akbar and some of the Mughal rulers, they wanted to unify all these into one, so as to bring them together. So the Sulh-Kul, and if we see the administration, if we see the nobles that surrounded the king at that time, there were Iranians, there were Turanis, there were Afghans, there were Deccanese, etc. Like when today the cabinet of the Prime Minister is formed, when the cabinet is constituted, Prime Minister is aware that all the social sections are represented, the caste are represented in that cabinet. Similarly, here all these groups of society, they have to be included among the administrative machinery. Then in this unifying force, the credit goes to Akbar that in 1563, again your 1 mark question, he abolished the pilgrimage tax, and in 1564 he also abolished jizya, about which we have read in the previous chapter. Sufi and Bhakti movement, jizya tax that was imposed on the non-Muslims. So Akbar abolished it. However, we also know that jizya was reimposed by Aurangzeb. But here we can say that In fact, Akbar abolished this humiliating tax on the non-Muslims, that was jizya. So this was a unifying force. Remember, this is also again your 1 mark question. With the dates, 1563, pilgrimage tax was abolished. 1564, jizya tax was abolished. So there was a great sigh of relief for the people at that time. Then, one more thing to tell you, that it was a period when there were wars, there were sieges, there were battles. And in these battles, attacks and invasions, if any Hindu temple was also destroyed, if any other Jain temple or Buddhist temple, if they were destroyed, they were frequently destroyed during the battles, during the war, then remember, Akbar and even Jahangir and Shah Jahan, they used to contribute, they used to give grants to reconstruct these temples, to rebuild them, and also to maintain them. So all these help, all these grants were given by the Mughal rulers to the Hindu temples and Jain temples and other Hindu worshipping places, that they should not be destroyed, and if they are destroyed during the battle or during the war, they should be properly maintained, they should be properly repaired and regain their previous shape. One more unifying force, that certain motifs, certain symbols were adopted by the Mughals, and we can see in Abul Fazl's writing, with the paintings are there, with the paintings we can see the motif, a very common motif you must have seen. You can see in your NCERT, in the last chapter, you can see all these motifs have been given. The painting where Jahangir is giving something to Khurram, and there we can see a motif, a lamb, that is a goat, and a lion seated together. Lion and lamb, lion and goat cannot sit together, but they are sitting together in a motif. What does it mean? It means sulhul, peace. Correct? And then in the other, even under the throne of the king, under the throne of the Mughal emperor, there is a motif of a lion and a lamb or a goat. They are sitting together very peacefully. So this is what we call the policy of sulhul, the policy of peace. That is, it simply means, the motif simply means that the weaker and the stronger, they are surviving together in our reign. Together they are surviving, and there is no threat to the weaker sections. There is no threat to the weaker sections of the society. Then we come to, so this was known as the social contract. Social contract. When Akbar and the Mughal emperors, some of the Mughal emperors, when they promised Indians, when they promised the people of India that there will be peace, there will be sulhul, there will be harmony, people will live in harmony. Lamb and lion, they show harmony only. Then they have to obey the rules and regulations made by the kings. So it was a contract, it was a social contract, that we will provide you peace, we will provide you honor and harmony. In return, all will be obeying the rules and regulations of the king, and all will accept the authority of the Mughal kings. And when in this contract, the Mughal kings, they also accepted and they promised the people about 4 types of protections. 4 types of protection from the administration. That is, first of all, protection of life. If they will support the king, if they will obey the king, and if they will enter into this sovereign and social contract, their life will be protected, that is Jaan. Their property will be protected, that is Mal. Their honor will be protected, and their faith will be protected. Their life, their property, their honor, and their faith will be protected by the administration. So this promise was given to the people against this. So this what we call the social contract, sovereign and social contract between the Mughal emperors and the people. Next topic, we come towards the capital. We will discuss that Babur, he laid the foundations of the Mughal Empire in India, and he took to this previous capital of the Lodhis, that is Agra. And then in 1560, again your 1 mark question, Akbar built a fort at Agra. And then he shifted his capital after some time to Fatehpur Sikri. And because the reason behind it was that from Fatehpur Sikri, there is a direct road connecting to the Dargah, about which we have read in the previous chapter. Because Akbar used to go for pilgrimages, Akbar used to go to the Dargah of Muhyiddin Chishti, he used to have blessings of that noble soul, and Fatehpur Sikri was made the capital by Akbar. So we will learn more about the capitals, because capitals were kept on shifting during the Mughal rule, and they shifted these capitals according to, there were certain reasons behind it. Later we will come to know that again the capital was shifted to Shahjahanabad, still there in Delhi, an old part of Delhi. So they shifted capitals. The capital, Lahore, also became the capital of India during the rule of the Mughals, because making Lahore or declaring Lahore as the capital, the purpose was to protect their northwest frontiers, to protect the northwest frontiers of the empire, because this empire extended very large. So we will dwell upon these topics again in the next lecture. Till then, you prepare your notes, prepare your 1 mark question from the chapter, and have a very good time. Thank you, students.